Hello and welcome to Matt's Casual Cooking. Today we are going to make the very fun cheese straws. Very easy recipe to make and very good and very fun for any time of year, especially during the spring and summer. So we're going to go over all the ingredients and how to put it together and let's get to it.
All right, folks, so we're going to go over the ingredients that you're going to need today. Now, initially in the first bowl, you want to mix together 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Now I'm using sharp, you could use mild if you want to, just really kind of your preference. Then what you're going to do is you're going to want to set aside 2 to 3 tablespoons of cold butter. We do want to make sure it's cold for the step, and a third of a cup of milk and some paprika. So we're going to get to the bowl first and the butter, and I'll see you then. All right, folks, so we've got the first 4 ingredients blended in, and then what you want to do is you want to take your butter and you want to cut it, and we're actually just going to take like a pie cutter and just combine it in with the flour and the cheese. So you're going to want to do this until your flour starts to resemble coarse little crumbs. So once that's done, we will move on to the next step. All right, folks, so you can see our mixture has got a very crumb-like consistency, and that's really what we're looking for. So what we want to do now is you just want to take your milk without knocking it over, is you just want to gradually pour it in while taking your fork and just kind of tossing it in with the milk to form a dough ball. Now once you've formed your dough ball, you're going to want to put it on a floured surface. And if your dough ball doesn't seem very well combined, that's okay. Once we get it onto the surface, it will help kind of combine it back together a little bit. It's not always perfect in here. So go ahead and do that. Get it on your surface, and then we will head to the next step. All right, folks, so you can see I went ahead and I took the dough ball out, and I went ahead and kneaded it together until it was nice and elastic. It's not going to take you too long to do this. So what we want to do now is you want to go ahead and take a roller, and you're going to just want to roll this into a 12-inch square. So once you're done with that, we'll go from there and we'll get ready for the cooking portion. All right, folks, so you can see it's nice and rolled out. It's a little over 12 inches lengthwise, but that's okay. Just kind of do it whatever length you want. So you're going to want to get a good cutter. I'm using a pizza cutter. And first we're going to want to cut it lengthwise and then widthwise. That's all you want to do. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut each one of these at about half-inch intervals. So once you've done that, we'll come back and then we will actually get on to cooking it. All right, folks, so now before we cook them, you can see I put a nice dusting of paprika on the cheese, on the dough. So what you want to do now is you want to get out at least 2 baking sheets, and you're going to want to grease them, and then we're going to put them on there and space them about an inch apart. And we're going to turn the oven to 425, and we're going to cook them for 6 to 8 minutes or until they're golden brown. Now you probably will at max maybe do 8 minutes, because once these things start to brown, they can go bad pretty quickly. So you really want to be on the lookout for it. Now the other thing you can do is You can just lay them down flat on there, or if you want, you could twist them, make twisty straws for this as well. It's kind of fun. So go ahead and do that and pop them in the oven, and I will see you after they're done. All right, folks. So our cheese straws are done, and you can see they're still kind of nice and fluffy a little bit. They've got a nice golden brown layer to them, and you don't, like I said before, you definitely don't want to overcook these, or you're going to have, well, you're going to have some bad food, and you don't want that. So if you enjoyed making this recipe, and trust me, you will, it's a very tasty treat. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, share the video also with your friends so they can have tasty food also. So I want to thank you for watching and taking time out of your day with me. So take care.